My name is Ronika Jacobs, and you found my podcast, Strive for More, Your Best Life Now. While there are hundreds of thousands of podcasts out there, you've taken the time out to listen to this one. So for that, I would like to say thank you. So without any further delay, let's get to it. Let's strive for more.
My next guests, Jay and Veni Sooknanan, are helping people strive for more in the area of health and wellness. Jay is a certified nutritionist and helps many clients with tailored nutrition plans best for their body type. His wife, Veni, is also a certified health coach, and they work together to help people build a healthy lifestyle full of wonderful changes. They host wellness retreats through their company, Body, Mind, and Soul, and they help people focus on creating a better life inside and out. In this episode, they will share how to properly eat and cleanse your body to lead a healthy and fulfilling lifestyle. Hi, Jay and Veni. Welcome. Thank you so much for being guests on my show. How are you guys doing?
Awesome. So glad to be here. Thank you so much for having us. It's definitely a pleasure. And I just want to thank you for what you're doing and spreading this information throughout the world. That's amazing.
Hi. Thank you so much for having us as guests on your show. It's truly an honor.
That is wonderful. So where are you guys calling in from for the show?
Queens, New York. I'm originally from Brooklyn. I just moved here a month ago.
So how are things in New York right now? Are they starting to settle down a little bit?
To be honest, Veni's a flight attendant. She's been working. I take care of my father. I feel that where settling down is inside of us. And I settled down a while ago, especially since these pandemics started happening. I started meditating more, and I feel like the inner peace is from within you. So if you're settled inside, nothing really affects you.
That makes total sense. What about you, Veni?
Yeah, so, I've been traveling a lot, throughout the U.S. and within New York, right now, I don't feel like it's too crazy. I feel like in other parts of the country it's showing, I guess what you can see is from the media, it's been spiking. And the things are, going backwards, especially in L.A. because I go out to L.A. a lot. But in New York, honestly, like what Jay said, I don't even watch the news. So I go out my day as like normal, and most of the time I do home cooking anyways. So we're not necessarily going out to eat. So it's not like a big change, within our environment. And we're basically with our businesses and stuff, we're just working from home.
No, that's awesome. And I understand about not watching the news very much. It can get a little overwhelming, all the input that you receive on a daily basis and the constant stats and the up and the down and the decisions and the pushback and the resistance. And it's just crazy. All right.
Definitely.
So, yes. All right. So you guys have an interesting journey towards entrepreneurship. Can you please share it with the listeners?
So in entrepreneurship, I feel we're actually meant to be entrepreneurs. And one of our mentors, he says, God doesn't make junk. And we all have greatness within us. And I don't feel a job could really pull that out. Maybe it could help things come to the surface. And I'm not saying in jobs it's not good. You want to take care of responsibilities and all of those things. And it is very beneficial, and you can get paid learning experience. So I'm not discounting all the attributes of a job, but I just feel entrepreneurship makes you pull out the greatness out of you, and you get to do a lot more you get to really be the person you're destined to be instead of just falling into building somebody else's dreams. And I believe we could change the world once we step outside of our comfort zone, and entrepreneurship is not a comfort zone. Or you're not a good entrepreneur. You have to just stay outside of your comfort zone.
No, that's true. I've learned that being an entrepreneur, especially like with my company and the podcast, it's about taking risks, and it's about understanding that some of the risks that you take, they work, and then some of the risks that you take, they don't work. But just because they don't work, it doesn't mean you're a failure, and you just kind of dust yourself off and get back up. What about Veni? What about you? How do you feel about your journey towards entrepreneurship?
Well, it's quite a long story, but with my journey, I feel, everyone has their own journey. From when I had started, it was about when I was 18. I'm originally from Grenada. My parents are from Guyana, and then when I came here, I saw how much my parents struggled. My father was a teacher back home, but my mom, she was an entrepreneur, and but she had to do it because she had no choice. And I think I got that from her, because from 8 years old, she was selling on the street. She would make pastries and food and stuff, and she would be selling on a cardboard on the street, right? 25 cents for whatever, treat it is. And she had to do that to survive. So for her, she took that trade and she brought to Grenada, and then coming here was totally different lifestyle, totally different change. And I saw how much they struggled. And by the time I was 18, I was doing as much as I can, and a lot of people are taught, go to school, get a good education, study hard, and get a job. And we really aren't taught to really be business owners, right, especially in school. And because I got that from her, I was like, you know what, a job only has a ceiling, and it has a tap out, right? And they're only going to pay you not what you're worth, but what the position is worth. So when I saw that, and I was like, I need to do something else, and I started looking at maybe my talents, of exactly maybe what I would like, or and then I started working out, and after working out, I was like, I'm taking care of my health and whatnot. I would want to spread these habits, to other people. And then from that journey, I ended up becoming a health coach, getting certified to become a health coach, and to helping other people and serving other people. And one of my mentors, I remember him saying, the impact and how you make in this world is how many people are better off because you live, right? How many people you're going to serve. And with what we're doing as entrepreneurs, whether what business that you're doing, I feel like it's who you serve, right, is how big of an impact that you're going to be really making in the world. Because a lot of people within business, they're probably like, oh, I don't like to sell, I don't like to get people to do what they need to do. But you're not doing that. You're actually serving for something better. Because if you look at even the greats, like Steve Jobs, Apple changed the whole world, or Bill Gates with Microsoft, right? He really, acted on how technology can really serve and help the universe. So I really feel like entrepreneurship, like what Jay said, it's in us already, It's just all about serving and helping us unite together.
No, absolutely. I totally agree with you wholeheartedly. Although I love my job, I love the field I'm in. I'm in the field of education, right? And so I really do enjoy influencing and impacting the lives every day, whether it's the students or the teachers. And but I did realize a long time ago whether or not I did 4 tasks that day or 30, I still received the same pay. Whereas with entrepreneurship and, in my own business, whether I do 4 tasks or 30, there's a significant difference in the return. All right, so let's get into some nutrition talk. So, of course, there are all these different diets and detox cleansing diets, people paleo and keto and, and protein and all these things, right, that people are pursuing to try and be healthier and, give them more energy or help their body function better. How do you know which one is right for you, Jay, as a certified nutritionist, because some of these diets, people are, getting really sick from them. And so I feel like, well, maybe you shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah, for sure. For me, I would say it all starts from your mind, right? Everything starts from your mind, and you're going to eat how you feel. If you're stressed out, you're not going to be able to change your habits if your mind is overwhelmed. So it's really all starting from the mind. And even just with the mind concept, if you don't slow down when you're eating and slow down your actual body, and you're still in the fight and flight response instead of the rest and digest, you're going to actually produce cortisol, which is going to take the food you eat. It doesn't matter how nutritious it is. It's actually going to produce fat cells, right? So you're going to end up getting more adipocytes and developing that, which is fat cells, because of higher cortisol levels. So for me, it's really all about the mind and how you slow down. And it could be things I learned from Veni, from her Health Coaching Institute, and just makes common sense. Slow down while you eat. Chew your food. If you take your time to chew, it automatically slows you down. I know our parents always told us chew our food, you don't want to choke, but there's actually more science behind it, that you break down the food so your body can receive the nutrients. All those things are very important. I feel like even breathing before you actually eat, which is another tip from the health coaching Veni teaches, is so on point. Because first off, you slow down your nervous system, which then you produce less cortisol to actually digest the food. But in that process, I actually get time to smell the food, activate my senses, and I get to be grateful. Like, we're so happy, we feel so blessed, we know we have so many things, but how many times a day do we actually count our blessings and realize how grateful we are? Also, positive affirmations, lifting yourself up, picking yourself up to who you want to be, and not living in the past. Drawing a line in the sand every day, moving towards what you want. And if things are not working, you want to write about it. You want to see how to improve. Don't beat yourself up, but still be determined to have the outcomes you want. So you got to, think about it, write about it, see how you could improve. And to me, one of the simplest things is taking an organic supplement. We actually provide those things as well, and it covers all the bases. It is superfoods. We need superfoods in our diet. When you have superfoods and your body has all the chemicals it needs, technically when it enters your body, if you look at the chemistry, it's chemicals, but it's actually pure organic things. It's not chemicals, it's from nature, but your body processes it as chemicals. And it triggers certain things. So when your body has the optimal nutrition, it is actually able to perform at a higher level, and lessening fatigue, allowing you to make different decisions, allowing you to be, different. Because your food can make you sluggish, it can make you mean, it can make you angry, or it can make you happy, it can make you joyous, it can make you energetic, right? You have to choose what you consume. And some simple things is like lemon water in the morning or vitamin C in the morning. Really, I believe in organic supplements because we don't have all the time in the day to cook and get all that nutrition. 94% of people are not getting the nutrition they need in their daily diet.
Awesome. Wow. And so then you mentioned doing a lemon water in the morning, and I know those are good. And you said your body will actually naturally detox itself at night. So then how should we do additional things to detox ourselves?
Well, I believe, you should take care of your gut health, things like that. You should definitely take care of detoxing, but also moving your body, right? See, say I was a personal trainer. I wouldn't train somebody if they're not willing to look at all areas of their life. If they want to really change, you want to detox, and there's other methods. I'd love Veni to speak on it or whatever she wants to talk about. But to me, it incorporates, every area of your life, like body, mind, and soul. You want to exercise. You want to take care of your mind, and you want to eat right. And all those things, I feel, is necessary for any type of results. The body, mind, and soul, we say back to the basics of living, right? We have to just simplify it. It's not as complicated as people think. Everybody actually knows the right things to do. They just need to be reminded and then just implement them. But, we could always detox and things like that. I don't feel it's necessary if we're having a healthy diet and we're letting our body cleanse, like taking probiotics and things like that. I don't necessarily do that, but making sure you have enough fiber in your diet. I definitely try to make sure I have fiber to actually cleanse out my system every day.
Well, I can tell you, Jay and Benny, I swear by probiotics. Like, I drink probiotics probably every other day, and I've been doing that for about 2 years now. And I'm not going to lie to you or the audience. I can't even remember the last time I was sick. Like, seriously. And perhaps it is the probiotics. I don't know. And maybe I just have good gut health, but I know that I can't even remember the last time I struggled with allergies or sinuses or just any ailments, any type of virus or bacterial infection. I don't remember it, seriously. So, I feel like, Benny, if you can please offer input about probiotics, but, I really feel like it's the way to go for sure.
Yeah, definitely with probiotics. I mean, there's something called, the good bacteria and the bad bacteria. So obviously, our gut is made up of like a whole bunch of, different bacteria that's mixing up into our tummy. And then as we're eating, depending on what we eat, I have to say that, Americans are very, very blessed, and they need to be grateful for the amount of food that we actually consume on a daily basis. Because when you look back, I mean, Jay and I, chose to do a vegan diet because of definitely to help the environment and then also for our health, right? And the mass production of meat is very, very horrific of the amount of things that we see that's going on right now in the world, especially, with beef and veal and all, because you look out like back in like the days, it's a luxury item, to eat meat, right? So all these things, the meat and stuff that you're consuming, you don't know what kind of bacteria is also in there as well when you're consuming that meat, whether it's beef, chicken, whatever you're eating, especially all these things are injected with hormones. I don't care if someone's like, oh, I bought the organic chicken today, right? But you don't know what's in it, right? You don't know how long it's been on that truck, how it's delivered to the supermarket, right? Like you ask a child, where they get their milk from, they're going to say, oh, it's in the supermarket in the gallon bottle. That's what they're going to say, right? Right. So, but all that, it's all that bacteria that's in your gut. It's very, very, I 100% agree with the probiotics. But I also wanted to share, a little bit about something what Jay went off of, and because I remember you asked in the beginning, there's so many diets out there, paleo, all these different diets, and we're on the vegan-based plant diet. Right. So I would like to share something that would probably maybe help out some people in regards to maybe being more specific on how they can find the right specific type of diet for their type, because there's actually different body types out there. We're all different. We're not all the same. Our metabolic rates are different. Right. So you may get on a vegan diet and it may not be healthy for you. Right? Or you may get on a paleo diet and it may work wonders. You may lose weight or you may gain weight, whatever, your goal you're trying to achieve, right? So there's two different things that I had learned. One of them is called a blood type theory. And then another one is also called a metabolic typing diet. So the blood type theory is when you find out what your blood type is, and anybody can find out what it is. Once they get the checkup from their doctor, they can just ask the doctor when they take the blood test, hey, can you just put in to see what my blood type is? So for me, I'm type A+, right? And as a type A blood type, I'm actually more prone to being more vegetarian on a vegan-based diet, right? And then also, too, even if you Google or if you look it up, online, it'll show, the different types of foods that will be regulated for your blood type. Then there's also the metabolic type diet, right? So the metabolic type diet, there's a quiz that you could take online, even if you just type it in, right? Any quiz that you can take. I would recommend the Dr. Oz quiz, right? Because that's what I usually do for my clients. And once they type it in and they answer a couple of questions, there's different types. There's a type A, right? There's also type C, and then there's a type B, right? So type A, they're more of the carb type, right? They're slow oxidizers. They're sympathetic dominant. They generally have relatively weak appetite, high tolerance for sweets, problems with weight management. And then they also have a type A personalities. I don't know if you've ever heard about the type A personality, and they're often dependent on caffeine. And then there's the protein type, which is the type B. So the protein types are fast oxidizers or parasympathetic dominant. They tend to be frequently hungry, crave fatty, salty foods. They fail with low-calorie diets and tend towards fatigue, anxiety, and nervousness. And they're often lethargic or feel wide or on edge with like superficial energy while being tired underneath. Then there's the mixed type, which the mixed types are neither fast or slow oxidizers and are neither parasympathetic or sympathetic dominant, and they generally have average appetites, cravings for sweets and starchy foods, and relatively little trouble with weight control and tend towards fatigue, anxiety, and nervousness. So if you could find out, what your metabolic type is, what your blood type is, all these theories, it can help you into creating a diet consistently just for you and for your body type. I hope that helps.
Awesome information. I had no idea that you should look into your blood type, and I hope, to the listeners out there, hey, guys, check out your blood type. Find that out if you don't know it, and, look for the diets that are most appropriate for you, or actually reach out to Jay and Veni, and they can really help you and get you focused for sure. So there's this diet I heard about called the water diet. I don't know if you guys heard of this diet, but can you really just live off of water to lose weight?
So the water diet, I wouldn't necessarily say that you definitely drinking water is very, very good and is very healthy for you, right? And it can actually, maybe you can lose like a pound or two, right, if you consistently drink the amount of water that you need to, like on a daily basis, right? But I wouldn't say that a water diet can actually help you necessarily, because you could be eating, ice cream and cookies and, all these different things. And yeah, you're going to drink water, but that's not necessarily going to make you lose weight, right? If your habits are unstable, right? But if you're having a clean diet, you're consistently, following a healthy regimen and you're drinking plenty of water, of course, yeah, and you're having adamant exercise, of course, yeah, that's definitely going to help. But when it comes to just a water diet, and you really have to figure out, what your consistency is going to be in regards to what you're eating on an everyday basis.
Awesome. Yeah, that's a great answer, Veni. I would also say, in addition to that, so the water diet would actually help people with gut health, and it's just like fasting. It's like intermittent fasting. So if you're consistent with fasting every day, like even just for those hours at night, you'll actually clean up your gut, especially if you start off with something cleansing in the morning, like water in the morning to wash through your gut, alkaline water, things of that nature. But I've seen guys with great results that don't eat for 2-3 days and they just drink water. So I've seen it work in like actuality. I don't know how their energy levels are through those days that they don't, because I know this guy, he does 3 days he just drinks water, and he has super great results on his body. I don't know how his energy is. I don't know. I agree with Veni again. It's your consistency, it's your habits, it's your routines. Hey, if he could do that consistently and make sure he gets the nutrition, but I feel nutrition is a daily thing, and personally, I don't like any extra stresses on my body or my mind. And if that's going to stress somebody, I don't think they should do it. If you build up to it, you can do anything, right? But it's about consistency. It's about creating routines, habits. And that's what's going to make someone successful in anything they want in life, in any area in life, just being consistent. And when I say consistent, doing things that work and also growing and improving on that level. But I've seen people on water diets. I don't know how long they could do that for. But your body doesn't need nutrition, but just on like a basic science level, when you drink water, it breaks down the built-up glucose, right, glycogen. It'll help you produce sugar. It'll break down your fat cells and help you use that as energy. It'll help you break down your muscles, which is not that great, but it'll help you produce energy from that. So your body has a lot of reserves to last. I just don't know if it'll be optimal. Right, I know it's important to clear your gut health, and I really appreciate you telling me how the gut health and probiotics really serve you. I think that was vital information for everybody, so I shout you out for being consistent in your life on that.
No, thank you. And even with my children, of course, you have to be careful because it is, fermented fruits and stuff, and so it can, produce alcohol. But I do know there are some brands out there that I have my children drink that are safe. It's low alcohol content, if maybe like 0.1% that are safe for them. So I mean, like Good Belly, not to, be biased against one company or the other. But I know for my children, I have them and they drink Good Belly. And then for me, I'm all about GTS and the Synergy products like that. Those are drinks that I purchased from my grocery store. And recently I just went to Whole Foods the other night and I saw they had all these other flavors and I was excited and they have even increased alcohol content. So I was like, oh, wow. And they say you have to be 21 and up to purchase them. But anyway, I mean, yes, I swear by probiotics. Anybody that I come across, friends, family, I tell them seriously, like I've been drinking probiotics. Like I said, for the last 2 years, and eat Veni, and you can probably, like you say, you talk about your gut, but as women, I can tell you, even as a woman, with my reproductive system and just my cycles and all of those things, not to get too personal, but still, it's all about health, right? So I just know that all the menstrual cramps or all those things, they really have gone away. I really don't have those issues anymore. So it's really awesome.
Same. And what's so funny is you just mentioned that, and I'm thinking about it. I'm like, you know what? Maybe it is that because I was suffering really, really bad, before, and now it's not like it's completely obviously away, but it's definitely decreased. I'm not like going to a hospital or something, because that's how bad it was, where I would need to call out of work, for it.
No, seriously. And for women, and Veni, perhaps I would love for you to be a repeat guest and we could just, explore that as far as, female health and talking about our gut and our reproductive system and really making sure that we take care of ourselves. So
of course,
awesome. So what are all the services that you guys offer at Body, Mind, and Soul?
Okay. I can run through that real quick, and I definitely love Veni to fill in any gaps that I don't hit. Just in general, again, we help. When you say health and wellness, we actually have other industries. So, like, we work with a business organization where we provide all these things as well, like probiotics and stuff, and it's the #1 selling supplement company in the world. But we usually deal with that directly with people. When we actually work with them, because I like to assess people. I don't like to recommend them something when I don't know them fully. So health and wellness, we talk in schools, organizations, anywhere. I feel the biggest thing in this world right now, especially through all the times we're going through, is everybody needs to build compassion and love within themselves. And I feel like respect and integrity, those things, we won't have any of these things going on in our life right now. Like, all these things going on throughout this world should not be going on if we just treat each other with love and respect, and that starts from building compassion within yourself. So we teach meditation, yoga, and there's different forms of meditation. I don't teach prayer, but I believe prayer can help someone very much. It is a form of meditation. I teach deep breathing. I teach chanting. I teach things that I know could, like, really change your life dramatically, but it all comes down to your routines, what you're going to do daily, slowly committing, don't overwhelm yourself, build upon your good habits. And so we teach yoga, meditation, we have talks on life coaching, health coaching, social emotional learning, professional development, organizational development. And again, the only thing I really just want in everything in this world, and the government and police stations and every first responder, in every home, in every community center, everywhere, I feel we need to take time daily to just build compassion and love. Because if we don't love ourselves and we don't build compassion in ourselves, our world is going to keep in this stir-crazy fight instead of just hugging your brother and sister. And I don't mean your actual bloodline. I mean everybody. We're all brothers and sisters, and we got to love each other as such. And that's, to me, like something I feel very important about. But Yeah, I would just say those are the services we provide. We also do retreats and things of that nature, all types of coaching, group coaching, individual coaching. And, yeah, that's pretty much it. Anything else, Benny?
No, that's about it. You covered all the bases.
So you mentioned prayer, meditation, and yoga are, services that you all offer within Body, Mind, and Soul. And I know earlier you mentioned that with wellness that your mindset has a lot to do with that. Can you kind of expound on that just a little bit for the listeners?
Everything comes from what you focus on. Everything in your life. If you just look at your life, you created it. Whether you like it or not, sure, we come from all different circumstances. I'm not going to say some are not more blessed or privileged than others, but we all get to decide where we go in our future. We get to be the author of our lives. Our past is already done. It's already written. And to me, what it is focusing on positivity. For prayer, it helps us build that positivity, that compassion, that love. I just think we need positive energy, and we need to focus on positivity. So what I do every morning is practice gratitude and say things I'm thankful for. I write it at night. Whatever it takes for you to be positive and focus on a forward motion, right? It doesn't have to be an extravagant life, but just making the life you have better, right? And I'm not talking about just your health. I'm talking about your kids, your family, you being the source of love, you being the source of unity. And I feel that that's all one mindset to me, oneness and love. And I know I say love a lot because I feel like there's only two things, fear and love, and we have to decide which one are we going to come from. And that's what I really feel, and I feel it's all about generating your mind towards positivity, because your mind can only think of one thing at a time. Some people say they have 1,000 thoughts in their mind. I don't care if you have 1,000 thoughts in your mind, you can only focus on one, and that's either negative or positive. Which rabbit hole are you going to go down?
So what can someone expect at one of your retreats if they decide to participate?
To be honest, right now we're not doing retreats unless per request, and we need to organize a group. And well, they could expect a full life change, like whatever they want, whatever you do, you're gonna get what you want out of it. So you got to have your intention of what you want out of it. But what we do is we help people with their routines, because I feel that that's what's going to create anybody's success. And a variety of other things. We help them with their purpose, their health, their, how to create their wealth. Whatever they need, wherever they're at, it's going to be manifested through the journey. They're going to find that out. We set up time. We have fun. They learn some clean eating. We enjoy ourselves, right? It's really about just giving that time to focus on you and shifting your life in the direction you wanted to, but you never gave yourself and your mind the time to relax and experience new habits and new routines to actually manifest that life you want.
All right, guys. Well, I have one last question for the both of you. It kind of doesn't really have anything to do with the topic, but it's just an interesting question. So if money wasn't a factor, what would your dream vacation be?
I'll let Veni go.
Well, I've been thinking about this since I was like 5. My dream vacation, I've always wanted to go to Bora Bora. Just being able to be in solitude, no technology, no nothing, just block out everyone, right? Of course, yeah, with my husband, right? But just us, like, just being there together, just being there, just together, and living that luxury life, being able to go there first class, right? Having everything that we wanted, specifically in food, abundance of food, right? Being able to do all the excursions, whether it's scuba diving, water rafting, anything that we would want, like, on that island.
I would say I love that vision, and to me that vision, that dream vacation, is when I actually initiate the World Peace Project and we hit certain levels to create the nonprofits I want to create. So that sounds like the ultimate vacation for me as well. But But also, I'm a sappy romantic, and I like doing nice things. So I would like to even like explore New York City, even though we live here. Like explore it as a tourist, rent reserve a nice hotel near Central Park, get a horse and carriage ride, have non-alcoholic beverage on the back in the wine glass, right?
Well, you guys, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate the both of you. You guys are truly amazing. Can you please take the time to let everyone know how they can either purchase a copy of your books, the cookbook, and then I know, Jay, you have a book, or seek your services for health and wellness?
Awesome. Yeah. I would just like to thank you for your time and your grace and being patient with us. You could get us on Amazon if you just look up our names, Veni Prasad, VeniPersad. That's Veni Vegan's Recipes. And mine is Jay Sooknanan, Jay, last name Sooknanan, Sooknanan. And there you would see Abundance, a journey from anxiety and depression. It just shows we all relate, and that we could change our life and manifest what we want. And I show people practical things that I learned from gurus throughout the world on how to do that. And I would say you could contact us at our business number. It's a Google Voice number. It's 516-453-5190. And just hit us up on Facebook with the names I sent out, or Instagram, or whatever you feel is best for you. But we're available. We're not out of reach. We're here.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, guys, Veni, Jay, any last words of encouragement for the listeners as they continue to strive for more?
I would just say one simple tip. I would love to hear Veni because she's very powerful. But one simple tip for me that I've really realized a lot lately is just look in the mirror. It's a tip Veni taught me in health coaching, but I hear my mentor saying it. Look in the mirror, get into your skippies, and just fall in love with yourself. Love yourself no matter the good, the bad. Appreciate who you are and have that grace and love with yourself. And you'll achieve anything once you love yourself first.
Yeah, so one of my tips would be go for all your dreams. It doesn't matter whether it's a risk or whatnot. Take that risk. You live one life. You don't want to be 75 years old being, on your rocking chair and then someone asks you what your regrets are. You shouldn't even have regrets, right? Take all the risks that you need because life is so short. Both my grandmas passed away this year, right? And they're actually giving me the strength, to move forward in life and showing me how short life really is because I remember I still feel like they're still here, especially with what's going on right now in the world. Just, trying times for all of us, mentally and emotionally. This is why we provide the services we provide because we want to be able to help and serve the world and help each other to get through all of this. Because this is not only now, this has been happening for years, with everyone. And just want to include for our services and stuff, you can check out our website at bodymindandsoulbms.com as well for any additional services. And then we also have Instagram and Facebook. You can look us up by our names, right? And we also have a Facebook page, Body, Mind, and Soul BMS, and also an Instagram page, Body, Mind, and Soul BMS.
And the "and" is AND. It's spelled out.
All right. Yeah. Wonderful. Thank you, guys, so much. I wish you nothing but blessings and abundance in your future, and I really appreciate you. Please take care.
Okay, we love you.
Veronica.
Thank you for having us, and we look forward to connecting off the show as well.
Understanding how our bodies function in relation to food is so important. I encourage you to discover the foods that work best for your blood type. If you are struggling with health issues or want to diet well, contact a nutritionist like Jay so that you can get the best results in the greatest amount of time. Remember, we get one body, so treat it well. Follow me on Facebook at Strive for More Podcast Show, or follow me on Twitter at Strive for More TX. Tag me the next time you are listening to one of the episodes, and I will give you a shout out. Continue to strive for more and live your best life now. See you in the next episode.